What's going on, y'all? This is your boy, Scotty by Nature TV, and we are here for my first review of Bold and Bougie, Season 1, Episodes 1 and 2. Y'all know it came on last week, but I was out having me a good time, so I'm playing catch-up this week. All this week, I'm playing catch-up, but it looks like y'all ain't getting that damn Married to Medicine review. That's what it looked like because I don't even feel compelled to watch it. So I'm sorry. But anyway, before we get into the review for Bold and Bougie, let's get into what we need for you guys to do as a community, y'all. So, as you can see on the screen, these people, including myself, are all nominated for Boss Babe Awards, which will be held on April the 28th in Atlanta, Georgia. Okay. Myself, Jamar, Bundy, House of Aaron, Ondario, and the Chasing Reality brand are all nominated for Boss Babe Awards. So make sure you guys are voting. You have until March the 1st to put in your votes. You can vote one time per device, okay? The link will be underneath all my social media handles in the description box. So make sure you guys are supporting me and my friends, okay? Because we all deserve a little something like Mama D, all right? So with that being said, that's pretty much all that we got for the beginning. So let's go ahead and get into this Bold and Bougie review. Let me put my phone on silent and do not disturb, honey. Let me go ahead and do that now so I won't be distracted. So, like I said, this is episodes 1 and 2. So this is one big review, okay? So we start off with Gaucher, and from the looks of it, she's giving main character energy, okay? Gaucher is prepared to drop her pancake and grit line. Now, for those of you who may not know who the hell Gaucher Hawkins is, Gaucher Hawkins was the blue-haired girl on the 7th season of The Real Housewives of Atlanta who told Demetria McKinney, I dated him too. As far as her both of them dating Roger Bob at one point in time, okay? Um, so we all know that she, started off as a hairstylist and then she opened up all these different restaurants. So she's been doing very, very well for herself. So shout out to Miss Gaucher. She meets up with Crystal Renee. Now, Crystal has been in the tabloids over the last year during her divorce with Neo. Okay, so now she's on this show. And apparently Crystal is in the studio trying to rap. I don't know why these girls are trying to rap. Just be cute. Like, girl, you can't rap. You can't do none of that. Stop trying to rap. Gaucher is married to a woman, and as she's asking, as she's admitting that she's married to a woman, she's asking Crystal, would she ever date a woman? But Crystal was like, I tried it in the past, but it just ain't for me. Basically saying that women are too much for her. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, girl, they are too much. That's why I would never date one. Let's see. Gaucher then invites Crystal to her pool party, which is nothing more than a lunch for her pancake and grit line. So she's inviting Crystal. She wants her to have a marvelous time. So we get into Tamika Foster and Princess. Now, for those of you who don't know who Princess is actually the creator of The Real Housewives of Atlanta. Not too many people know that, but she's definitely the creator of The Real Housewives of Atlanta, which is why it's so surprising that she's on this show. I'm just saying. We already know who Tamika Foster is. She's mainly known for being Usher's ex-wife, but she was also a stylist in the industry. And a lot of people don't like Tamika, but I love her mean ass. I'm sorry, but I love her mean ass. Princess talked about her breast reduction scare. She had gotten a breast reduction and she woke up one morning and she didn't have any breasts. So now she's going through all these different procedures to get her womanhood back, in so many words. Tamika then talked about, her plastic surgery scare and how she went in for like, she had like a little pudge in her stomach. She went to the DR to get it sucked out and she went into cardiac arrest. So, she's the type of girl that, looks at surgery in a different way because she underwent surgery and almost died trying to get herself looking beautiful, as they say. You know what I mean? So, she kind of felt like Princess was doing a little bit too much with the whole breast thing. And I guess, Princess felt aware about the things that Tamika said. And I understand how what Tamika said could have been written off as, her being a tad bit dismissive. But I do understand where Tamika was coming from. But I also get where Princess was coming from. Because if this is something that's important to me, you know what I mean? It's the same way it was for me when I went and got my teeth done. You know what I mean? There were some people that was like, there's nothing wrong with your chip tooth. Yes, the fuck it is. I don't like it. And every time I turn around, these people are coming at me about it. So I'm finna boss up and fix my shit. Okay. Thank you to Kroger for the teeth. Okay. I may not like the company too much, but thank you for the teeth, honey. So we go ahead and we get into Goshay in Malaysia. Now, Malaysia talks about, her short time in the ATL. She's been having her a great time. She's an LA girl, but ATL is a little bit different, but she likes the way she's able to move and shake in ATL. Um, Goshay pretty much asked Malaysia, why did she leave Basketball Wives? She said it was a toxic environment and she wasn't used to being around a bunch of ladies that, didn't want to see the best of in her. They all looked at the negative stuff and it was never really a sisterhood as they tried to make it out to be. And I was one of those people that truly adored Malaysia for most of her time on Basketball Wives. It wasn't until season 8 that I started to dislike Malaysia. But I just find it very funny that she's sitting on this TV show acting like she wasn't involved in the whole bringing other women down in certain things, because she had a part to play in some of this shit too. I mean, she was a part of gang ups and doing things to other people, like she did it with OG, she did it with Angel Brinks, you know what I mean? She did it with Angel. She had her moments where she sat down and she was a part of a takedown mission. So I I get that people do grow, and sometimes certain situations are able to show you different things and show you things in a different light, maybe. But I'm just not here for her acting like she was a complete victim her entire time on Basketball Wives. She was a part of the taking down of women, and she was also a part of, you know, not being supportive of other women. I'm just saying. Goshay invites Malaysia to the party. Malaysia has social anxiety, as she says. And as Goshay is telling her who's on the guest list, we find out that, Crystal is on the guest list. And she said that she knows Crystal because of the beef with Monyetta. So apparently Malaysia is really, really good friends with Monyetta Shaw, who we all know is one of Candy's best friends, who is also on the Real Housewives of Atlanta seasons 14 and 15 as a friend of the show. And, this entire episode, they talked about Monyetta. And I'm sorry, but if y'all was gonna talk about her that much, Carlos should have put her ass on Bold and Bougie. And I honestly feel like, even though I love Monyetta, I loved her on Hollywood Exes, not Hollywood Exes, I loved her on Atlanta Exes, and I also liked her on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, but I do think that a show like Bold and Bougie would have been best for her. And she is the main topic of discussion. So why isn't she here? To me, it's like Monyetta is that missing piece to this story, in my opinion. So then Tamika in Malaysia. Tamika is looking at a new townhouse. She said that she already has a house, but it's not big enough. She's a collector of things and she needs some more space. So she says that this house is like what is it, in an Aladdin house. That's what it looks like to her, and she needs it to be spruced up a little bit, right? So then Malaysia comes over. They discuss Goshay's party, and Malaysia tells Tamika that Crystal is coming. Now, if you don't know, Tamika and Monyetta are also friends because Tamika and Monyetta were also on Atlanta Exes together, so they grew a friendship off of that. And the only thing that Tamika knows of Crystal is the whole situation with Monyetta, Crystal, and Neo, and Crystal not being, looking favorable in that whole situation. Because from what we was told, she was picking on Monyetta, she was making fun of Monyetta when she got with Neo, and that's why a lot of people, including myself, don't really feel bad for her in this particular situation that she's going through with Neo, because Monyetta was going through the same situation, and you thought that the shit was, funny, honey, and it wasn't. Now you going through the same thing. It's funny how the tables turn. But they said that they're going to try to get to know her and try to give her a chance, but Tamika's not really sure. Princess gets prepared for Goshay's party and she cries to her fine husband, David, about the thing that happened with Tamika at the thing. And her husband feels like she doesn't really owe nobody an explanation. He feels like, what is the point of you even doing all of this? We already know what it is. There's no need for you to explain anything to anybody. I don't care about your scars. You honestly shouldn't even be explaining yourself to anybody or even talking about that. It is what it is. And Princess was happy with that, and she should be. First of all, her husband is fine as hell, and number two, she got a husband that's actually supportive of her. A lot of us want a husband that's very supportive of us. That's what we all are striving for, but not necessarily striving for a man to not necessarily striving for a man, but if we're gonna have a man, we need a man that's very supportive, like this man is, if you get my drift, honey. Okay. So then we get into Crystal. Okay. Now, her and this dude shot. I think he's like a social media influencer, social media personality, or something like that. I think that's what he is. They meet up for some lunch, and Crystal says that she went out on a date, and apparently is a basketball player, but she don't want to name who it is right now. They discuss Gaucher's party, and she said, well, Malaysia's gonna be there. Malaysia is friends with Manetta, and hopefully, she doesn't look at me in a specific way because of that situation. I really hope that they all give me a chance. And apparently Shad knows Malaysia, and he said that's his girl or whatever, but he thinks that things are actually gonna be okay with Crystal and the girls. So then we get into Gaucher's pool party. Princess is the first one there. Then Crystal arrives. And then, Princess thinks that Crystal is confused because they're supposed to be wearing fur, but all that Crystal got is fur on the shoes and not on the clothes. Malaysia arrives. As soon as she arrives, Malaysia pulls Crystal to the side to discuss Manetta. My thing is, why? 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 We get it. Y'all friends with Manetta. Y'all saying that y'all want to give this girl a shot, but it's really no need to be doing all that. Because I just feel like in real life, some of us don't do that. Like, I've been around people that used to date my friend and or is dating my friend's ex or something like that. And I either made the decision to whether to either be cordial or don't speak at all. And a lot of the times I am cordial with them because I ain't got nothing to do with the situation. Now, we ain't gonna be friends like that, but we're cordial. I could be in the same room with you. We can kiki, we can laugh, we can do all that shit. You know what I mean? I ain't saying we're gonna be best friends. This is gonna be weird, but ain't no need for me to have no problem. And there's really no need for me to say, well, Brittany, my friend, honey, Brittany, my friend. And it's no need for that because what's understood don't have to be explained. We already know who friends with who, so we don't have to talk about that. I don't really see why everybody kept pulling Crystal aside to tell them that they're Manietta's friend. I'm sure she knows. So then after that, Crystal was like, well, I really don't want to talk about my ex. I don't want to talk about his ex. Like, I don't want to talk about none of that. Like, I really came here to have a good time. And I really want to, get to know you as a person outside of this whole Manetta is your friend stuff. And honestly, I feel her on it. Princess then tells Malaysia why she wasn't wearing a bikini. She starts telling her story about about her breast and things like that. Tamika arrives, and then Princess then explains her situation with, the breast care, with the breast reduction scare. Tamika feels like Princess shouldn't bring it here. You being dismissive and you being mean, Tamika. Is like y'all are on the show to talk about your lives and tell y'all stories, and she ain't doing nothing but what she's supposed to do. So Tamika, stop. Gaucher and Tamika, they talk about Tamika's issues with Crystal. Now, Tamika was like, I am a ride or die. I ride with my friends, and Manetta is my dog. Like, that's my dog. And, I don't know anything about Crystal. I ain't never really been around Crystal. The only thing that I know about Crystal is when she first got with Neo, it was a situation with her and Manetta. It wasn't really pleasant. So, I'm kind of iffy about that. I don't know how to go about it, but I'll go over there and I'll talk to her about it. You know what I mean? So Crystal and Tamika, they meet, and Tamika makes it clear that Manetta is her friend. And Malaysia was like, Tamika, what are you doing? The same thing you just did. Like, how you gonna sit up here? Yeah, what Tamika is doing is crazy right now. Like, the way she's going about it is kind of crazy and kind of rude. But you did the same thing, Malaysia. So stop acting like you don't know what's good. You know exactly what's good, Malaysia. You know what's good, girl. You did the same thing. Both y'all ain't doing nothing no different. Stop. Both y'all need to stop doing it anyway. Um, Malaysia tells Tamika that they should give Crystal a chance, but Tamika is not really sure. Princess says that she needs a little bit of tweaking. Tamika thinks that it's not that serious, and then Princess calls Tamika out for how she acted at the hospital. Then, Tamika apologizes, and her and Princess moved on. Crystal and Tamika discuss the situation with Manetta, and they was kind of having a back and forth about the situation up until Tamika was like, I feel like I'm in other people's business and I'm too grown for that. So I'm just going to get up and leave. You know what I mean? And at this point, Crystal is just over all of the men. She's over everybody coming at her, talking to her about Neo and Mayetta, and she's over it. So then we get into Tamika. Her and her sons, they discuss her books, and I must say that her sons are fine as a motherfucker, especially the one that was on that FaceTime with her. He fine as hell. Okay, hey, how old are you? Um, they started talking about the Lake Lanier situation with one of her sons that passed away. And we've been hearing a whole lot of stuff about Lake Lanier for a long time. And they saying that that's a place of bad luck. There's so many people that pass away at Lake Lanier, and a lot of people don't even like to go to Lake Lanier. And Tamika's, doing some type of situation for Lake Lanier and stuff like that. So I understand. So, do what you got to do. Malaysia and Princess number two, her friend Princess, they discussed the party and then they discussed Crystal. And Malaysia said that she's going to try to give Crystal a chance. She doesn't want to prejudge her. They talk about the tea party, and Malaysia invited Crystal to help her out with the tea party. Malaysia called Crystal, inviting her to help her with the tea party. So it just looks like Malaysia is actually trying to give her a chance. So we're gonna see. So go Shay and Crystal. They discussed the party and everything that happened with the girls. And Crystal was just giving her rundown on what she thought about each and every girl. Crystal starts expressing her feelings about Tamika and how Tamika rubbed her the wrong way as far as her coming at her about this whole Manetta thing. And like I said, they are doing a lot with this Manetta thing. Like, girl, we get it. Y'all friends with the girl. We get it. But y'all ain't got to do all that. We get it. And, Chris Gaucher was like, I need to talk to Tamika because I didn't like the way she came at you. To be honest, I don't think that Gaucher likes Tamika too much. That's the vibe that I'm getting. But correct me if I'm wrong if y'all in the comments. Krista says that she adores Princess, but she likes Malaysia. And she reveals that, her and Malaysia are planning the tea party. Crystal says that she ain't got no loyalty to none of these girls in this group. So she feels like if they don't like her, that's fine. If they do, that's cool too. But she ain't got a loyalty to none of their ass at this point. I'm like, okay, girl, all right. So then we go into Gaucher and Kayla, one of Gaucher's best friends. She starts talking about the issues with her children. She got a son and a daughter. She got grandkids that she don't even have a relationship with because her and her daughter Bianca don't get along. And she's basically saying that I felt bad for Gaucher, but I gotta be real with you. It is hard as a person who doesn't have a relationship with not one of his grandparents. It's hard when I hear a person that's a grandmother sit there and talk about how they don't have a relationship with their grandkids because of this and because of that. My mom and her mother have never gotten along, and because of that means that my grandmother don't have nothing to do with me and my sister and brother. You know what I mean? And I think that that's bullshit. Just because you and my mama don't get along, that I mean that should keep you from having a relationship with your grandchildren, because my mama never stopped you from doing that. Same thing with my dad's mom. She just don't have a relationship with us because she don't have a relationship with us because she didn't try. Now she got one with my sister now, but she won't ever have one with me because I'm the only one that keeps it real with her ass. And I'm absolutely fine with that. So I get it. But yeah, I feel like if both of your kids are telling you some stuff and they're both having an issue with you, then it got to be something that you're not doing right. It got to be something with you as a parent, because there's no way that both of your kids can have the same issue with you and there's nothing going on. I'm just saying it got to be something in the milk that ain't clean. Um we get into Crystal in Malaysia. They discuss the tea party. They talk about, Tamika and how, Crystal felt about Tamika and her antics or whatnot. Crystal said that she's spoken to Manetta recently. They don't hang out because she's just distanced herself in that whole Smith Brigade situation. So we get into Gaucher and her daughter Bianca. They decide to discuss their issues. Now, Bianca says that she left Dallas to find the answers that she was looking for when it came down to her relationship with her mama. Gaucher says that you and your brother feel like I wasn't there for you guys. Y'all felt like I didn't do what I needed to do as a parent. But I feel like that I was there for y'all because I was more of a provider. And it was all me trying to get it by any means necessary. And Gaucher revealed that she went to jail for 2 years when her kids were very, very young. I think they was maybe like 1 and 2 years old when she went to jail. So she missed like the first 2 years of their life. And when she got out of jail, she was selling drugs. She was doing all kinds of like crazy shit. So she never wanted her kids to grow up doing the same things that she did. So she was always providing and making sure that they didn't go without. Bianca explains why they felt the way that they felt because they were both playing sports. And as a person, as a person that's into sports and not that, not me being in sports, but she's saying as a person that's into sports, when we're playing with our teams, we're looking into the crowd and we're looking for our parents, we're looking for our support system to be there. And it was hard for us when you wasn't there for us. And I get it, I'm not mad at you, like I'm not blaming you for anything. Like I get why you did the things that you did because you wanted us to live a certain type of way, and I understand that. But that money, what you're not gonna die with the money. The money, like once you die, you're not gonna have that money no more. So it's like your family is way more important, and money is not always gonna be there all the time, and money is not always a thing. It's more so about the time that you spend. And that's one thing that parents don't realize. They feel like because they've given you so much financially that you should be grateful. But a lot of the times when they give you so much financially, they lack any emotional part of your relationship, and they don't understand that sometimes. So yeah, you did the best that you could by trying to give me everything, but the emotional support just wasn't there. And then you wonder why some of us grow up to be emotional vampires or emotional robots. So, Gaucher explains that she raised them not to, to hustle and get what they needed to get and never grow up like she did because she grew up without both of her parents. And I think that because she grew up without both of her parents, she didn't really know how to be a parent. And sometimes when people grow up without their parents, they don't really have the tools to know how to be a parent. You know what I'm saying? That's what I believe. That's what I feel. Sometimes like when you don't have that guidance, then yeah, because I don't want to be anybody's father. Like I don't want to have any kids of my own. And that's because I don't think I know how to be one because even though me and my dad are really, really good now, I don't have the tools of knowing what a father is supposed to be. My stepfather was a horrible mess, so I definitely couldn't get the tools from him either. So that's how I feel about this. So that's why I don't really want no kids because I think I would not be the best father. I know how to provide, but I wouldn't know how to be no emotional supporter for a child. And that's why I would never have one, you know. And my baby brother is all the child that I need anyway, if you get my drift. So, it is what it is. But Gaucher suggests that they go see a counselor, and I think Bianca obliged. It's time for the Clatchet Tea Party. Crystal says that there's a spill the tea game, and Malaysia is not really too fond of that game. She thinks it's gonna create drama, but Crystal says it's just gonna be a fun game. Tamika apologizes to Crystal, and then Gaucher calls Tamika out. And like I said, I don't know. It just feels like Gaucher is not here for Tamika. She's calling Tamika out on her shit. And, Tamika was like, I don't know what it is with Gaucher. It's like to me, Gaucher always mad. And I don't know what the hell she mad for, but she always mad. And so they were saying mean and aggressive. They thought that it was Gaucher, but it's Crystal. The whole I'm bougie thing. Gaucher in Malaysia thinks that it's Tamika, but it's Princess. Gaucher asks Princess, what does she do? And then, Princess, pretty much, explains what it is that she do or what she's done. And then they say that Princess is bougie. Tamika says that people think that she's bougie. And Gaucher says that, yeah, I thought you would have been the bougie one. And Tamika is not here for Gaucher. And then Gaucher starts asking Tamika how she got with Usher. And Tamika is not here for them asking her any questions about her ex-husband. And like I said, Gaucher is on Tamika's head, honey. She really is. Because I don't think that, I don't know if she's just doing that for the sake of Crystal, but she is on Tamika's head, honey. And listen, I love mean ass Tamika, but Gaucher is giving her a run for her money. So there seems to be like this little battle brewing between Gaucher and Tamika, and I'm really here for it. Now, the first episode was a little bit bland to me. It was all right, but the second that this episode that came on tonight was actually pretty good. So, I'm gonna continue on reviewing this show, because I ain't got shit else to review at this point. So I'll continue to review this show. So make sure you come back for the reviews on it, y'all. So that's pretty much it. So y'all know we gotta pay a bill before we go, and be sure to support Bando for his song DUI. It's available now for purchase and streaming. So make sure you guys go on and support it. With that being said, y'all, this is your boy Scotty by Nature TV. Be sure to like, rate, comment, subscribe, share this video, and also click on the notification bell so you can be notified whenever a video drops. And if you want to follow me on any form of social media, my Twitter, my Instagram, and my TikTok will be down below. With that being said, you guys, your boys up out of here. And until my next video, I will talk to you guys a little bit later. Ciao.